Hey Nadeem,
Yes.
have you been drinking more alcohol since you've been at home?
Why are you looking at me now?
I mean, because you have 3 Bud Light seltzers in front of you. And it's 11 a.m. by the way.
I've never drank this much in my life.
Yeah?
I wish I could drink more.
My roommate, he's not an alcoholic, right? I mean, I can't say that now, but I feel like...
You took it back like that.
Because every day we're like, dude, we gotta start drinking, and then the next day happens, like, I'm not drinking, and then like I go in the room and there's like 5 beers open.
When do you start drinking?
After we work out, like at 10 a.m.
Does that feel good to drink after working out? Because my karate club, they love to fucking drink after training.
In the morning?
No, well, we'll practice at like 7.
That makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. The nighttime
After a good workout, yeah, they all drink pound beers.
Wow. I get that.
Day
like,
drinking is not a good thing though.
No, well, I feel like now it's not considered day drinking. Anything goes in like...
Yeah.
Quarantine lifestyle.
This is not normal
so
life.
much alcohol during this quarantine. Like I've gone to trips just to get cases of alcohol during this quarantine. I don't know what it is about the quarantine that just makes you want to drink more.
Same with us.
Boredom. I think it's boredom or fear of boredom.
Or not
right?
just that, but it's kind of like such, at least for me, like the world just feels so tense and stressful that I'm like, I need something to take the edge off, like just a
But
little.
I'm not like that. Like, can you drink alone? I can't drink alone. I have to be around people, and like if...
Yeah, I could drink alone.
You're not motivated?
Even like a simple beer.
I'm lazy with it.
Even like a simple beer, you can't just have a beer by yourself. Like
No, I don't like it. I'm like soup. Like I'm like in a bad sense, but like what would you call it? Like
Social
a peer pressure?
drinker? Oh,
like a
peer
social drinker. But it's like I won't drink alone ever. But it's like if my roommates are drinking, then I'll drink.
But then when you drink with people, then you drink too much.
I'm weird with it, where I could drink a shit ton, I won't even feel it. So I'm drinking a lot.
You're a big guy.
Yeah, I don't. But
Do you jack off by yourself or you have to jack off with other people?
that has to be other people. If anything, I go on.
Only circle jerks.
Let's see.
Do what's crazy? It's like the same thing with alcohol. How OnlyFans? How many friends of mine have gotten on that site where they like post pornographic images?
Huh? What?
Have you heard of OnlyFans?
Yeah.
For fans only, right?
Wait, so your friends post OnlyFans stuff?
Everyone because they lost their work.
Only.com.
No way.
I have friends because they lost work. Right? Nobody's working.
Like guys or girls?
Mostly girls.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
when you said that, I pictured guys, and I'm like,
Fast dudes.
Yeah, I guess there's a market for that.
Yeah, I didn't picture you with hot friends, girlfriends.
They're just friends. They're only friends.
I was like,
They're only friends.
I guess I'm down to look at some bodybuilder anus.
yeah.
It's a good market right now too, because everyone's jacking off more because they're at home too.
It's the same thing with alcohol.
My dick is destroyed, man. I can't do that no more.
It's like numb.
After 2 weeks, I mean, shit, only the first week.
Pornhub released data that as soon as the quarantine happened, they had a huge spike in traffic.
Oh, huge, yeah. And I'm like, you can't beat your dick no more after a week of it.
All the degenerate stuff is like spiked. Alcohol, I bet weed sales.
I mean, I even got stoned a couple times. My friend was like, you're gonna be alone? I'm like, I got something for you. And he dropped off like 15 grams of that shit. The weed today is much stronger than I remember.
You just found out now.
I've never been high by myself. How's that like? Just by yourself or just chilling?
Well, you spend about the first 30 minutes wondering if you're high or not, which you really are.
Funny.
That's when you know you're at.
That's when you're really fucking high.
Only smoked with people.
Because after dinner, I was like, I'll have a joint for dessert. Bro, I've been working on the same joint.
How long?
Damn.
These 3 weeks?
For 2 stoning sessions. It's too strong.
Is it like a puff and you just put it out? And
No, I take like a hit and then I wait and maybe I'll take like 5 hits or something, right? And I'm just gone. And then I'm sitting there and I'm holding the joint and I'm all like, I know I'm not high yet. Am I high? Because I see the world. And I'm
What? What happens when you get high?
Threshold, I no longer see things.
you're like
Blackout high.
because you know when you're really high is when you're not present.
Yeah.
And then you're just like,
Or too present.
I can't move.
oh yeah, I hate that.
But this, I'm like, no, I'm conscious. I don't know if I'm high yet. And then the next minute, I'm in the bed trying to go to sleep and I'm tossing and turning and I'm like, why am I in bed? I'm not even tired. And I take off the blankets and I get out.
How did I even get here?
Yeah.
Dude, I really want you to have cameras in your house and just see the time lapse of you being alone and high. Like, what
You're
does
just
that look
sitting
like?
still for like hours on end.
But it's only 5 minutes. It's only really 5 minutes.
It's kind of like in The Ring where you see Samara like in her little cell thing and you just see her like doing this because
yeah,
she's like
yeah.
moving. Anyway, okay, back to the alcohol thing. So reports released recently They state that alcohol sales in the U.S. have risen by 55%.
Oh shit!
I could say like half that is us.
Apparently, coming home with cases of seltzer.
Should have bought alcohol stock.
You make me want to drink.
I know we haven't been able to drink for how long has it been? Like 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, 2.5
Why?
weeks. We stopped drinking just in time for the quarantine.
Okay,
Well-
so this is what you want to tell it?
Yeah. Well,
You guys trying to make a baby?
Oh, we stopped trying.
No, we stopped doing that too because we
scary
hear
times.
it's not a good time to make a baby and go to the hospital for checkup.
Oh.
Scary.
But
Because that's how people are getting sick, actually.
yeah, just going to the hospital for other reasons, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so
but,
we stopped the baby train.
Yeah, but yeah, the reason why we haven't been drinking is because Isaac's kind of like put us in check with the whole alcohol thing. So
Was I like, guys, I need to sit down and talk to you?
yeah, well, it's a bit of a story, but like I get the main reason is
I want to hear the story if it's possible.
Yeah, I'll give you the story right now. Yeah. So like, I have so when I discipline Isaac, right, I can get a little intense. But then
aggressive.
yeah, I get a little aggressive. But there's one particular night I was also drinking, and so that particular night I got a little rough with Isaac, like verbally.
Oh, it's like in the heat of the moment.
That was like, and then a couple days later, because we were having a drink for dinner like almost every night, and then he kept asking like, do you guys have a problem with drinking? And I'm like, this is what alcoholism looks like. Like we're nowhere near that. Like, you know, we don't get wasted. We're pretty
Right.
responsible. But then that conversation led to me saying like, well, it's not only how much you drink and like how wasted you get. It also, you know, you have a problem when you affect the people around you in a negative way. And that's when he was like, well, yeah, you know, like daddy he got me scared in like that situation. And then he was like, so I'd feel a lot safer if you guys don't drink. And we're like, okay, no more drinking.
Because my grandpa would drink a wine at every, like either wine or like, or whiskey like at every dinner. And then so when he came and visited, I always felt like I wanted to be the same too. And that's when I got into Dr. Pepper because it looked kind of like whiskey.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, so I'd just be like this with my grandpa.
And it's the ice clinking onto the glass. I'm like,
It'd be a little bit of just FOMO too. He's like, I want to drink.
My nephew was like that until he was like a teenager at the time, and then I was like 21 or whatever, and it was my birthday. I got like a bottle of whiskey, and I was like, here, I'll pour a little bit in the cap. You can taste it. He tasted it once, and he never wanted to drink again. Now he's like 21, 22, and he's just like, nope, I'm not drinking. That experience with whiskey has scarred my memory.
Yeah, that could go one of two ways. Because he could have hated it, but then grown up and been like, oh, I'll try it.
But no one for their first time drinking whiskey, like just to taste, not enough to get drunk, is gonna be like, that tastes like the shit.
Hell no.
It's like, oh, what is this disgusting
It's like
thing?
rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, like it's only when you drink enough to get drunk where you're like, oh, I like that part.
Like growing up, we couldn't have like growing up Muslim, you couldn't have alcohol, but you go to a party and stuff, and like they would hide it, so they'll put it like literally like in a Welch's grape. So you know, like growing up, don't drink the Welch's grape juice because it's not grape juice.
But even the color looks different though.
what if you didn't
We know
know?
it's just dark, like purple or whatever.
What if
It'd be
you
like
didn't know?
wine.
You just grew up thinking Welch's juice sucks. You're like,
No, so no, I remember one of my cousins threw out the whole bottle, and like my uncle was getting hella mad. They're like, yo, it tasted like shit. It was horrible. And my uncle was like, we didn't understand why they were getting mad, but it was literally because they dumped out
hiding it.
the whole bottle of wine that they would dump in there, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
The thing went bad.
So because of the alcohol sales going up and stuff in certain like in the U.S., other countries they've actually put an alcohol ban. So in Greenland and in South Africa, they have banned the sale of alcohol because for them they want to have the protection of children. They want children to be safe at home. Which is kind of like funny how it kind of like sort of.
No, you made it too real.
The Scandinavian countries are so responsible.
Yeah, so they're saying like, and then
Yes or no? Apparently they're beating their kids while they're drunk.
Yeah, there's a lot of domestic violence.
I heard the alcohol affects your immunity.
Oh,
Yeah,
it makes
it
you
does.
weaker?
That's another reason. That's another reason why they're banning it too, for that exact reason.
wouldn't they just
So-
go to other drugs for the same effects of numbing?
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna go.
How easy is it to find drugs in?
Probably weed. I mean, if you can't drink, would you smoke?
Do they grow weed really well in Greenland?
Or maybe they import it.
It's
I
really
don't know.
cold.
Perhaps not. They might have greenhouses in Greenland.
Maybe.
You know what's funny? That crime went down, but then the other crime, which is domestic violence, went up.
That's a yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cabin fever.
How many divorces happened in China after the quarantine?
Yeah.
Really? What are the
Because
numbers?
they're like, I don't know the numbers, but they're like so many people are filing for divorce.
Around this guy too much.
But they actually had a daily limit
Yeah,
of
because
how many
Think
people.
about it, right? If you're both working all day and you just kind of see each other to sleep, like, you're not really pissing each other off.
Yeah, it's a different relationship.
But when you're together 24/7, fuck, dude.
Oh, she's a bitch all the time? I thought it was only like 8 hours out of
See those memes where it's like, if I hear my husband chew one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my shit, or like, there's so much shit.
I know. I feel like our lifestyle has kind of prepared us for this because
You guys are always together.
yeah, we've always been really close. I think that's why we get cabin fever on our own, like day to day. But
Yeah, before quarantine, we went through the cabin fever before quarantine.
yeah.
So you're used to the court. So this is like life.
Yeah.
No, this is
normal.
actually for me. I don't know how you feel, but for me personally, this whole quarantine thing, being forced to be together for so many days, I think it has actually made us better because it's kind of forced us in a position where it's like, well, we don't have anywhere else to go and we don't have anyone else
We
to
can't
talk
escape,
to.
yeah.
So we kind of have to fix our shit
Make it
then
work.
and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's made our family like unit a lot tighter.
Yeah,
and,
like
we're,
even with Isaac
we're
too,
understanding and
we
stuff.
have
Yeah.
like better communication. Like that whole thing came up and like we were able to squash it. We're like, okay, no alcohol. Like you feel safe, you feel good, we're good.
Yeah.
So I think it's helped us personally in our household.
I think so too.